Good afternoon and welcome to the daily briefing here at the St. Clair County EMA office. It's Saturday outside, sun shining. Once again, joined by the panel here today, Chairman Kern and Sam Behrman. Sam, more sad news with numbers.
We do. As we have done in days past, the numbers that we will report to you are St. Clair County residents that have been tested. And as of today, we are at 1,186 that have been tested. 276 positive test results, which is an increase of 18 from yesterday, and that includes both females and males from teens all the way up to the 90s. We are at 818 negative test results with 92 test results still pending. And I do have some sad news to report, as Herb had mentioned a few minutes ago. We are now up to 18 deaths, which is an increase of 1 from yesterday, and that is a male in his 60s who had unknown health history. For our state totals, we are at 130,163 that have been tested, 29,160 positive test results, which is an increase of 1,585 from yesterday, and we are at 1,259 deaths, which is an increase of 125 from yesterday. And our condolences go out to the families who have lost family members to this virus, as well as to the healthcare providers that have taken care of them. Reporting those numbers never gets easier every day, and it seems like every day we are seeing those numbers increase. And now I will turn it over to Chairman Kern for his update.
We are. Thank you, Sam. And I'd like to thank all the followers on this page. Only through communication and us disseminating information, and then you in turn telling others the information that you hear, are we going to be able to get to a point with this virus that we're able to control the spread and stop the spread of COVID-19. So we want to thank you for your attentiveness and for taking this issue as seriously as it warrants, because it is an extremely serious time. As Sam said with her numbers, our positives are up 111 since last Saturday. If we want to look at timelines, and our days all kind of run together, but positives are up 111 in St. Clair County since last Saturday. Deaths have doubled since just 7 days ago. So this spread is continuing. The problem is continuing, and so that's why it's so important that we don't take our foot off the gas now. You stay home. You keep doing the hygienic things that have been prescribed for this virus, and we'll be able to get through this for sure. And these are extremely stressful times for everybody. For us, everyone here, we're living with the fear of this virus every day. The anxieties that are caused by that can really trigger strong emotions in adults and children alike. So if you know anyone that's experiencing problems, we're posting a number now, a mental health hotline that Touche Regional Hospital is offering. Call that number. There is no stigma. Just call and talk to somebody if you're seeing these problems starting in your household, or recommend this number to someone that you know that maybe you think is having problems. People that are especially susceptible to this virus are those who may have the greatest anxiety. And so think about those people. That's extremely important that we remember them at this time. Southern Illinois Healthcare Foundation is also, because of the state dollars that have come to Southern Illinois, I'd like to remind you, we talked about it yesterday, they're opening a testing site in East St. Louis. The way to get into that system and to talk about that testing site, maybe make a reservation for it, the number will be posted, but it is area code 618-646-2596. And beginning on Monday, April 20th, the screening phone lines are going to open from 8:30 to 4 p.m. and the testing site will open from Monday through Friday from 12 to 4 p.m. There are 2 additional sites that have been proposed. I know our state legislators, state senators are working hard with the Southern Illinois Healthcare Foundation to get the other 2 opened. The state has sent equipment to Southern Illinois, so we believe that they're working hard to get those other 2 sites open. The first site is at Southern Illinois Healthcare Foundation's building at 100 North 8th Street in East St. Louis, Illinois. That's the Windsor building for those who know that area well, and many of you do. So we've had a number of guests. We've had doctors and nurses, healthcare professionals, elected officials, but we really haven't heard from a group yet that is extremely impacted by this, and that is our students. Today we're joined by Peyton, who is a junior at Belleville East High School, and Peyton's come here today to kind of talk to us about how she is dealing with this virus, and perhaps she can talk about her friends and maybe just give us a snapshot as to how COVID-19 has affected your life. Peyton, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
So you are currently learning by remote means. Describe a school day. So are you waking up at the same time in the morning? How are you coping with this new method of learning?
I've definitely woken up more towards the afternoon, not as early as a normal school day, but our teachers will send work every day that we get a certain amount of time to accomplish and that we have to turn in by. And obviously we have our sign-in links where we have to sign in every day for our attendance. So usually I wake up around the afternoon. I have plenty of time to get my work done, to sometimes compare to see what my friends got for their answers, and we have projects, we do research papers, we do have some Zoom calls sometimes where we get to communicate with our teachers and our friends all together online, and we also have Discord, which is a live audio chat that we get to have class on.
I know we were kind of talking earlier, and my kids have been out of East now for several years, but American Studies was one of the classes that they had with Mrs. Horner and Mrs. McGarity. But there was a lot of debate in that class that went on. So now you don't really have that Socratic learning, that type of learning. Is learning online, is that as beneficial to you, or do you miss that interaction?
I do miss that interaction, especially in American Studies where I have two completely different teachers and who like to really interact with the class. It is difficult on me, also my classmates and my friends. We obviously don't get to see each other. We don't get to have our usual discussions that we have every day in class, and it is hard for us, I think.
So is your class day as long? I mean, do you spend as much time hitting the books as normal?
I would say no. I have plenty of time to complete my work. I get an easier schedule. It's all spread out. It's not, class to class. You can kind of have your own built-in schedule, have food whenever you want. You get to go eat. Spend obviously more time with your family. You're at home. And I think it's more of a spread out kind of layout. And I do think it is shorter, especially if you just sit down and focus on your work. You can get it done in a pretty short amount of time.
So there's a lot of other activities that go on at school. Are there any clubs that are still meeting? Do they meet online or through various means?
Not that I know of. I think I know that some clubs have been on Zoom together to kind of talk about some ideas for next year. Student Council, I know, has been putting together some thank you videos for teachers. I know for American Studies, we did a thank you video for Teacher Appreciation Week. So my whole class participated in that, and I know some other clubs have been doing the same things.
So let's talk about social media for a second. It has really proven its worth to the country during this time. Are you using that to keep in touch with your friends, I assume, and are using it more so for that purpose?
Yes, I do think I'm using it more, obviously to communicate with my friends with work, projects, tests, but there obviously is negative sides of that as well that we've been kind of seeing, but this is a very serious time right now that we all need to sit down, and at the end of the day we need to work together and stay home, and we don't need to be out in public. We need to stay with our families, not hang around other groups of people, because this is a serious time that we have to work through to finish to get to the end.
It seems like, and I have one of my son is in college now, but his junior year, you're in your junior year, got cut short. I see there's some emotion out there where people are saying, well, the governor's just doing this Do you hear that when you're out or when you're on social media with your friends? Is that something that maybe a lot of people or a lot of kids aren't understanding why exactly this is going on?
Yes, and I think it is very hard for someone from my perspective who's obviously younger and people our age. It is hard to understand the reality of the situation, and we have seen, obviously I have seen people, blaming officials, government officials, health officials, and they're going to do everything in their power to do what's right for the people and to keep us safe and healthy.
And to try to have a school year next year. And so hopefully they'll get this thing solved. Some universities are already talking about maybe canceling next school year. That would be a detrimental thing for you. That's your senior year. You have any thoughts on that? Your thoughts about how you would approach senior year?
I'm taking it step at a time right now. Hopefully this ends soon for everyone. But, I'm going to stay with a positive mindset. And if it does end up in senior year, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing now. Just doing my work, staying on top of it, staying at home, not being around groups of people, and just see where it goes.
So college, you're obviously thinking about going to college, and you had started your college trips to go see universities or colleges that you might want to attend. That got cut short, and I assume you also had one more round of ACTs that you were planning that is still planned in June, but may also get cut short. What's your mindset on college? And maybe you could also go into our AP classes still being offered at the high school.
I am very excited for college. Obviously, I've gone on several visits, and my ACT has been cut short, kind of some of the visits. But I know that all these teachers and professors in college, obviously, they're going to reschedule, and I know that at the end of the day that this is what's best for right now. They don't want to have visits to be safe. I understand that, and there'll be other opportunities for me to take the ACT and to go on college visits, and I think that's something that people need to really follow through, is that there's going to be other opportunities. People are obviously going to reschedule major events, and I think that people think that this is kind of the end of the world, but it's not. Things are going to be rescheduled. There's going to be other opportunities, and I just that's how I see it as.
Are you finding things around the house? Are you bonding more with the kitchen at your house? Are you cooking more? Have you learned any new skills during this month and a half that we've been quarantined?
Not necessarily cooking, but definitely cleaning around the house, spending more time with my family. I've kind of been outside a lot, running and just spending time with my dog and doing everything I can to just pass time.
Well, that's good. And I say cooking because I've discovered the barbecue grill finally at home, so I've been responsible a couple nights. Herb Simmons?
Peyton, thanks for coming in. We really appreciate seeing it from your perspective. What advice would you give to your age group? I know you talked about your classmates get together, but if you had something to tell our viewers out there, what would you say to them?
I would say, although this is a hard time, listen to what officials, adults, teachers, what people are saying. Because what they're saying is they're trying to help us through these hard times. Although it's hard, we're not, going to be with our friends, doing our normal schedule. They're doing what's best for us, and at the end of the day, we need to listen to what they're saying.
Boy, that sums it up. To think we've been sitting here all these days and a young person comes in like that and just blows us out of the water, because that's what it is. Thank you, Peyton.
So part of what we do here is to try to send out a positive message. No more positive message than showing what the future of this country is. And Peyton, we're proud of you and we thank you for coming in and keep up the good work. We're going to get through this thing, and this will be something you can talk to your children and grandchildren about forever, because hopefully we'll never go through this. It'll be another 100 years before anything like this comes back. Thank you.
Thank you. So, zip codes.
Zip codes, Herb. I almost forgot.
I know. After Peyton's story there, we forget about things.
Okay, so the zip codes today, now remember, if a zip code is not mentioned, it's because it hasn't reached the level of having 5 COVID positives in it yet. So 62201 remains 8. There are 8 in 62201. 62203, there are now 10. That is an increase of 1. In 62204, there are 9. That is an increase of 1. 62205, there are 8. That is an increase of 1. 62206 remains static at 22. 62207 is also static at 14. 62208, there are 19. That is an increase of 1. 62220, there are now 16. That is a decrease of 1. And sometimes those numbers change because someone may have moved from one zip code to another. If they got out of the hospital, they might not have gone back to the zip code that they reported when they went in. They may have gone back to another location. That's the reason for a change like that. 62221, there are now 28. That's an increase of 2. 62223, there are 20. That is an increase of 1. 62226, there are now 40, and that is an increase of 4. 62258, there are 11, and 62269, we have 22. That's an increase of 1 COVID positive patient in that zip code.
So that is the zip codes, and as you said, the ones that aren't mentioned haven't reached that 5 or above number. So we'll keep you updated on them. On the EMA side, working with the staffing needs at some of the local medical facilities. We worked on that through the evening last night, trying to assist some of them. Today, Chairman Kern has been on the phone with Representative Hoffman and Representative Wrights trying to secure some of the gowns that we're still in need of. We appreciate the help that we're getting from the legislators on trying to secure some of them, and we'll continue to try to get that, continuing ordering the PPEs that are needed for our first responders. You heard Sam's report, numbers going up. Another death goes up. You heard Peyton talk about how serious this is from our younger people. You hear us sit here day after day talking about how serious this is, and we try to answer all of your comments that you leave to us on a daily basis. Just a couple of people last night I got to, I think I told you about them, Chairman. Kristen left a nice response on there talking about how comfortable it makes her feel to know what we're doing. Another gentleman, Michael's always following us on the page, is having some problems. I referred him to Mr. Stubblefield. So we're trying to answer all of those needs from our citizens, and we appreciate all those good thoughts, and we take them seriously, and if we can help in any way, we're going to. It's real simple. You heard the chairman say earlier, we have to do our part. You heard Peyton say the same thing. Stay home and stay alive. We'll be back here tomorrow afternoon for the next update, and we'll be back with Cindy and Daisy to translate this to our Spanish community. Thank you.